Sartelli reporting from the Year 5 newsroom headquarters. We are just getting some breaking news that more people are being ordered to stay at home due to the coronavirus and that the Olympic Games in Tokyo have been postponed. Last night, the United Kingdom went into lockdown as the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson tried to reduce the spread of coronavirus, which has infected thousands of people. He said Britain will stop weddings and other large gatherings, as well as shops selling non-essential items, and playgrounds will close. Boris Johnson has ordered Britons to stay at home to try to stop the spread of coronavirus. He also said that people should no longer meet family or friends, or they would risk being fined. Initially, the Prime Minister didn't impose a lockdown, but because the population were not following advice to stay away from people, he had no choice but to impose this lockdown. His main message to the nation was to say no to social gatherings and no going out unnecessarily. Following this, and after growing international pressure, Japan and the International Olympic Committee have agreed to postpone the 2020 Tokyo Games until next year. We are just getting reports through right now that the Egyptian Prime Minister has also extended school closures for another 2 weeks, and a curfew has been imposed in order to keep people at home. Let's head over to Egypt now, where Kelly Bateman is in Al Gouna and waiting to give you an update on the situation over there.
Good afternoon, Kylie. Yes, the Prime Minister here in Egypt has extended school closures for a further 2 weeks. He also today imposed a curfew for 2 weeks from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. This means that the children at Al Gouna International School will continue to be homeschooled with the support of their teachers delivering online lessons over video link. Not just this, but it is evident here in Al Gouna that people are taking precautions. Here is what one local restaurant manager had to say.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Nadi Salama.
You are the manager of La Playa?
Yes.
And what's your opinion over what's happening at the moment?
If we follow the rules and respect what our government and everybody says this, also the healthy and hygiene, will do better.
So we are in La Playa where it's normally really busy. Why do you think no one is here today?
This is normal because people have to stay, especially the kids, stay at home, stay safe. As you see, we are following the standard.
Yeah.
The space between the tables. We open the sun, not inside the restaurant, is not allowed. We care about the sanitizer, hygiene, following all the rules, following the time.
So your advice is to follow all the rules,
yes,
and stay safe.
This is very important at this time.
And so as we can see, the team are all here.
Yeah, they are doing great, and they're working with love.
With love.
This is the point, we have to keep love each other, respect everything.
Good. And do you have a message for the children?
Stay at home, keep the positive, listen to your mom and dad. See you soon.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Macarius Joseph.
And so I see that today here at La Playa it's not very busy.
Yes, everything is quiet. We don't have a lot of kids or the people.
Why do you think this is?
Just the people scared behave to be at home.
So they'd rather be safe.
Yes.
And how's business been for you here at La Playa?
Everything is quiet. Got a lot of guests like the normally days. Just a few people, but not a lot.
But you're staying open?
Yes, until 7 o'clock.
Until 7?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, this is Bronwyn Boats reporting from Al Gouna. This is a message just to say to all the people out there that it is very important to stay indoors. Keep yourself busy, get your brain thinking, but stay away from everyone. Remember our message, spread kindness, not germs.
Well, right now it seems we're able to get some video links from people around the world. Let's see what they have to say.
The coronavirus has been treated as a very serious pandemic, which means that it's a virus that's spread across the world. There is no cure for it at the moment, and there's no way of preventing its spread by vaccination. So as a result, the Western governments are treating it as initially in a contained phase, which hasn't worked because it's spread all around the countries. And so now we're in a delay phase, which means we're trying to reduce the spread of the virus as much as possible. This means that everybody in the UK and other Western European countries are in lockdown, not allowed to go around outside in groups of more than 2 or 3 people, and being encouraged to stay at home, except for people who are key workers. These are people who are in the police or work for the health service or work in shops or other key distribution activities. And so we're hoping that a contained phase, by trying to reduce the spread of the virus, will allow time for a cure and a vaccine to be developed.
Hi guys, my name is Adam and I'm 12 years old. I'm Italian and I live in Genoa. Living in quarantine is very difficult because I miss my friends, my school and my own life, but at the moment we're doing online lessons. I hope that this virus will be defeated very soon, and pray a lot, be strong and hope the best for the future.
Hi, my name is Ludovica and I am talking to you from Kent, England. And what's been going on with the coronavirus is I've had to stay at home and I've been homeschooled. Although I can't do tennis, I'm thinking of other ways I can keep my fitness up. I think that why the school was closed down is because the government has told the schools to, and it's not just our school either, it's loads of other, basically all other schools in England. I don't know much about coronavirus though, none of us do, but I think it's very serious because it's in about 2 days it's gone up by 75 people have died, and yeah.
Hello everybody, I'm Tadio. I'm 11 and I'm from Poland. I live in Warsaw. Now I'm staying at home because of coronavirus. I do my study work by internet. Every day my teacher gives some lessons. I like study in this way. I miss my friends and play football, but I know I have to stay at home. At home you can play balloons, make sports and play computer games. Good luck. Bye.
Well, that's all from me for this afternoon, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.
Hello, my name is Katie and I am a teacher here in England in the United Kingdom, and we are currently on lockdown because of the coronavirus. I think at first the UK probably didn't take coronavirus as seriously as it should have. We were still out and about, we were still driving around, we were still visiting relatives, and we shouldn't have been. We should have been looking at China and we should have been looking at Italy and other European countries where coronavirus has taken over and has been devastating. The UK is now on track to follow in the footsteps of countries like Italy and Spain, where the number of cases and the number of fatalities is increasing rapidly. So something really needs to be done about it. At first, Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, he asked us to practice something called social distancing, which basically meant that we needed to limit our social content and we needed to be making sure that we didn't go and visit people if possible, and we weren't out and about as much as we usually would be. And I think probably because our weather has been so nice in the recent week, and because it was Mother's Day over the weekend, people didn't do that. And I think people needed to understand a little bit more about the seriousness of coronavirus to make sure that they actually practice social distancing. People who went to visit their elderly relatives, their grandparents and things like that over the weekend for Mother's Day, they could have been silent carriers of the coronavirus and may well be passing it on without even knowing, because the vast majority of cases of coronavirus can be very mild. But it's so infectious that actually you could be passing it on to so many more people than you even realise, because you might not even realise that you've got it. So with that in mind, our Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he decided on Monday that we should be put into full lockdown. And he actually did an address to the nation at 8:30 in the evening on Monday. We knew how serious that was going to be then, because it interrupted all of our normal broadcasting, so all of our normal TV programmes. And it was pretty much watched by nearly everybody in the country. So what Boris Johnson said was that we're in full lockdown, and it meant that we needed to stay at home, and we could only go out for health reasons or work. So if you were an essential worker, so you work for the healthcare system, or there's something that you do, that you might work at the shops, you might be a delivery driver, you can go to work. Everybody else needs to stay at home and work from home. And the other reason that you could actually leave the house was also for health reasons. So if you needed to go to a doctor's appointment or a hospital appointment, or you needed to go to a pharmacy, or you needed to see something because you weren't very well. The other thing that we had to make sure that we were doing was staying 2 meters away from everybody. In your own home, it's fine because you are obviously with your own family. But if you do go outside your house for any of the reasons, like health reasons or work, you need to make sure that you are 2 meters away from everybody so that you can minimise the spread of this virus. The other thing that you were allowed to go out for is to have one form of exercise per day, which means that you can go for a walk, you can have a jog, or you can go cycling. But you must only do that once. And again, you must stay 2 meters away from everybody. Now, the enforcement of this is that police can fine you if you are found to be out of your house where you shouldn't be. And Boris Johnson actually does have some powers to start the police to arrest people if needs be. But at the moment, that's not the case. You will just get fined. So it is very, very serious. And we've got to make sure that we are following those guidelines to stop the spread of coronavirus. For me, at home, as a teacher, I'm sure lots of you will know that we have to do remote learning. So my students are on a Google Classroom, and they have to do remote learning. Key workers' children are allowed to go into school. So if their parents are doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, and the other things that I mentioned, like delivery drivers and things, they are allowed to go into school, but only if it is absolutely necessary, because we want to obviously minimise the spread of this virus. There aren't many people who have gone into school. At the moment, I think we've got about 16 students who are in school out of a possible 1,400. So you can see that there really isn't that many people there. And so teachers are working on a rota so that they don't have to be in all of the time. So our lockdown is going to last for 3 weeks initially, and Boris Johnson says that we have 3 weeks to basically flatten the curve and make sure that we stop the infection from spreading as much as it has. It is likely, probably, that we will be in lockdown for longer than that, much like Italy or China. So we just got to make sure that we all, as a nation, actually take this really very, very seriously, and we stay at home and we stay safe, and hopefully get rid of this as quickly as we can.